Hi everyone, I'm Rochelle, Demas Communications Manager. Today I'm going to talk to you about how we can streamline your process when it comes to designing and making marketing materials. Now, if you didn't get a chance to watch the last video, I'm going to go ahead and drop the link below in the description. So make sure you watch that video first so this all makes sense. But if you did go through the last video and you created your own brand guidelines, we're going to reference those and use them today. Now today I'm going to be walking you through Canva and how to set up a brand kit. And a brand kit is going to house all those design decisions we made when we set up our brand guidelines, our brand board. It's going to house our color swatches, our fonts, our logos and the different variations. It's all going to be in one package, so it's really accessible and really easy for you to access those when you go to make your design and marketing materials. Because let's be honest, if you're a small business owner, you wear a million hats. You have tons of things to worry about, and maybe you don't have a marketing team, maybe you don't have a graphic designer on staff, and it all falls on you. Now, I do want to say that I'm going to be working with Canva, but if you use a different service or a different platform, certainly by all means, if that's what you're comfortable with, continue to do so. You can probably take what I show you today and somehow apply it or adapt it so it works with the functionality of your preferred platform or service. Here I pulled up canva.com and the brand guidelines or the brand board that we made in the last video. If you recall, my fictional scuba shop is called Rochelle Scuba Shop. Here on my brand board, I have imported my logo. I have selected or established my brand colors, the fonts. I provided some images to remind me of kind of what we visually want to communicate in our designs. And for the sake of convenience, I have gone ahead and I've written down my color codes because we are going to create our brand kit with those codes in a moment here. So we're going to start by going to the home page. And once you get here, you're going to see over here in tools, the brand option. Now, this is a paid feature. So you need to have a pro account to be able to access the brand kit. If you do not have it, you can still use tons of features with the free version, but at, I think it's $12 or $13 a month, you can learn more with the pricing and plans up here. But the pro version is very cost effective. And if you are crunched on time and aren't a graphic designer, Canva is super user friendly. So you don't need to be a designer and have that skill set at all. There's tons of templates. And with the paid version, the pro version, you have access to this brand kit that I'm going to show you how to use. It's going to help streamline the process for you even more and allow your design and marketing materials to remain consistent and cohesive across everything you do. So as you can see, I already have a brand kit here developed for Dima with my colors, brand fonts, some different variations of our logo depending on what we're doing. But I'm going to show you how to set up your own. So I'm going to go up here to add new, click on that new brand kit. Here we go. And I'm going to name it, I'm just going to name it Rochelle Scuba Shop. If I can spell. Okay. Nope, still can't spell it. There we go. And create. Now here, brand logos, I'm going to upload my brand logo. So I happen to know I recently downloaded it. There we go. Import that. If you have other variations, maybe I have an all white one with a transparent background, that sort of thing. We can add those here. Like you saw me, I had some multiple different variations in the Dima brand folder. Now it's asking me, it's recognizing some colors here. You could keep those if you wanted to, but I have the color code. So I'm going to enter in my very specific color codes to make sure they're exactly the right color. So just remove that as my choice here. Color palette. I have my color codes. So I'm just going to start typing them in here. I'm only going to do a couple of them so I don't take up too much of your time, but there it is. There's my teal. Let's see. I'm going to pick a different color. Let's see. 5. Okay. And let's see about this last one. I cut that in wrong, sorry. There we go. So I had some other colors, but we're just going to stick with that for now so I don't take up too much time. So I've established my color palette. Now I can move over here to brand fonts. And if you have fonts that you downloaded and purchased, you can upload them too. I can also select here. So I happen to recall that my 2 fonts that I had put on my brand board are Pacifico. There we go. Maybe I want that to be all my headlines, and maybe my sub headline style is going to be the Montserrat. I don't ever know if I'm saying that correctly. And maybe if our body style, I want, maybe actually, you know what? Let's say Montserrat bold is what I want. And then maybe just regular for the body. But as you can see, you have a lot of choices and you can establish exactly what you want to be the consistent elements of your designs. And now here is your brand kit. And I'm going to show you how you can use this by pulling up a template that we can modify and turn into your own creation. All right, here we are at the homepage of Canva, and I'm going to show you how we can now use your brand kit that we set up that was based on the guidelines and the brand board that we created in the last video, and how we can use that to make the process of creating graphics and marketing materials so much easier and so much more streamlined. So I'm going to just start by using a template and customizing it so it looks like my brand and uses my brand kit that I established. On the left-hand side here, I'm going to go to templates. And from here, I'm just going to select when I want to make an Instagram post. So I'm going to pick here and see what options and ideas it gives me. I'm going to use a template. How about this refer friend one right here? Love it. Great. Let's customize it. And now we're going to see that hard work we put into making the brand kit pay off. Okay, so let's say we got this graphic, looks great, love it. We want to make some adjustments so it looks more like our brand, more like Rochelle Scuba Shop in this case. Let's start by, I want to add my logo. So on the left-hand side here, I'm going to go to logos. And if this didn't already pop up here, I could select Rochelle Scuba Shop. And as you can see, there's the logo that I had made as part of my brand kit. So I can just drop that in here, resize it, put it where I want it, and I'm done. Now, let's say I want to have this say something different. I don't want to say refer a friend. I want it to say shop now. I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to go over here to text on the left-hand side. Rochelle Scuba Shop is already dropping down for me, but if you have multiple brands, maybe there's another option. Here's my font, the headline I selected, which was Pacifico. I'm going to drop that in there, move it. What did I say? Shop now. And make it a little bit bigger, center it. There we go. Now, let's say I want to change the color of shop now. I would go up to here where the little text color option is, click on it. And here is my brand kit. Remember, if it wasn't there, you can click on that. Here's the color palette I had created in my brand kit. So now I can just select one of my colors. I have my shop now highlighted. I select a color. I change it to one of my brand colors. Okay, it's that easy. It's so easy once you have that brand kit established to make all these customizations so it looks just like your brand. This graphic here, let's see. It doesn't look like I have any options. Sometimes if you have options to change colors within the graphic, you'll see a little color palette up here. However, nothing in this can be changed, but I'm okay with that for now. However, this like circular element in the background, if I click on that, you can see I can change that light blue color. Okay, so let's change it to something that's more on brand for Rochelle Scuba Shop. Again, I click on the color swatch, look at my color palette here, and I'm gonna pick that teal. Okay, already this is looking more on brand with Rochelle's Scuba Shop. I'm not saying this is design mastery or this would be the final product. I'd want to make more tweaks so it looked more like my brand, but you can see where this is going and hopefully it's helpful so that you can use your brand kit to really streamline this process. You're not constantly having to look up color codes or physically refer back to your brand board. You've already used the brand board to set the guidelines of your brand kit, and now you've imported them and you have them ready to go. So it's just a few clicks away. Now, I just walked you through how to set up brand guidelines in Canva, and this is not meant to be a promo for Canva. I certainly think it's wonderful and amazing and very cost effective and very easily to use, even if you're not a graphic designer. But there are certainly other platforms, other software programs out there like Adobe that have similar functionality. You set up some sort of brand kit, maybe it goes by another name like Libraries for Adobe, but essentially it's serving the same purpose. It is an easy way to grab your design, your brand elements, and apply them to whatever marketing or design piece you are creating. That way you don't have to constantly do it manually, and it makes the whole process so much faster, and it creates a cohesive look in everything that you do. Now, aside from making sure that your brand colors are reflected in everything that you put out there and the font choices are consistent and in alignment with your brand identity, we also want to make sure that you've got your logo on everything so that for example, if you post something on social media, we don't know where that ends up in the long run, right? It could end up anywhere, right? But by having your logo on there, that kind of guarantees that whoever it ends up with will know that your brand is, responsible for it in the long run. So colors, fonts, making sure your brand is on everything, and also making sure just the general voice of what you put out is consistent as well. So that's another step beyond the design aspects. That's about the copy and the choices you make there, but it is an important element. The copy and the design should complement each other and developing a really cohesive brand identity for you. So if you have any questions, please reach out to me. My email is rochelle@dima.org, and I'd be happy to help you in any way that I can.